Hey, what's up everybody out there? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a community question to put out there for you guys. And this one is a bit of an underrated question that I put a lot of time into thinking about because these are things that, would be a lot of contributing factors. And what I mean by that is me paint a picture for you. So you're going to be deserted on a tropical island for a certain amount of time, and you can only choose 3 games to come with you. So in this scenario, you have unlimited supply of consoles, so that isn't a factor that's played into this. You do not have access to internet. So what I mean by that, there's a few things in that. So like, for example, you can't, play these big multiplayer like World of Warcraft, etc., stuff like that. However, you can, still do the standard stuff that comes along with the core game, if that makes sense. So with that said, you're going to be deserted on a tropical island, and you have to choose 3 games that you can play for the next who knows how long. It could be 3 weeks, it could be 3 months, it could be 3 years, but eventually you will be rescued. Let's just put that out there. So man, this one took me a while. Again, I thought of a community question, and I was like, this will be really good for the channel. I could definitely come up with one. Once I actually got to looking through my collection, it's a lot more difficult to think about. But without further ado, these are going to be my 3 picks that I choose to bring with me on my tropical getaway adventure.
Number 3.
So this first one's going to be a Nintendo GameCube title, one of my all-time favorite game consoles of all time. But this is none other than the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition for the Nintendo GameCube. Zelda. This compilation game takes me right back. It comes with a complete version of the Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and of course, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. This game is going to be what keeps me sane, essentially. So I owe everything to Zelda, to be entirely honest, as far as what sparked my fuse as a kid to aspire me to be a collector and enjoy video games as much as I do today. As a kid, I played games, but it wasn't until Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 came along and completely just made me who I am today, and my passion that drives me today as well. So whenever I got my hands on that game, then I just started it. I had no idea what it was. I was born in the 90s. Obviously there was games prior to that, but whenever I got my hands on Ocarina of Time, it was the first game that actually stole my heart and actually immersed me inside a story, inside the world, and made me want to turn over every rock, cut every blade of grass, and just completely go through every dungeon trying to find everything I had to find. And the internet was not a thing around that time period, so the only way you were going to find or work through those scenarios is to find the resolutions yourself. It wasn't until much later that they came out with strategy guides and stuff like that, but as a kid I couldn't afford those things, so it was definitely me versus the game, and me just going across the land of Hyrule and just completely going through the game. But I think this game would connect my inner childhood memories and keep me sane and keep me going just like it does today. But yeah, first pick, Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition for the Nintendo GameCube.
Number 2.
This next one is going to be one that Truth be told, I have not finished through the main campaign. This game would definitely give me hours and hours and hours of enjoyment and longevity for sure, but that's none other than the specific version of it, of Skyrim Special Edition for the original, or the Xbox One. So this game does feature the Dawnguard, Heartfire, and Dragonborn DLC. So DLC is included, so keep that in mind whenever you're selecting your games. And if you choose one that is similar to mine or the same game, I completely understand, because these are my games as well. Just be interested to know your take on it specifically. But this game, features all new features such as the remastered art and effects, God raised dynamic depth of field, and more. The Skyrim Special Edition also brings the full power of PC mods to the Xbox One, new quest, environments, and characters, and more. So I've played this game countless number of hours and legendary many of my skill traits. However, I always, there's just so much to this game. Whenever you start in one place and you're like, okay, let's focus and get this one task done, you go from point A to B, and then all of this stuff happens to you along the way that just makes for an awesome epic adventure. And just talking about it makes me want to pop it back in and just hop right back up on that bandwagon and just start a new character. There's just so much to this game, so much character customization, so much multi-choice. You can choose how you want to play, you can choose who you want to be, your fighting style. You don't even have to pick up a weapon. You can be a arcane mage and just shoot spikes of ice and fireballs out of your fingertips and electricity, or you can be a giant orc with a giant battle axe and just going through these dungeons, exploring, talking to these thousands of computer-based quests that are just so well written. It's insane. But I would definitely love to continue my playthrough of Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I have to jump back on here and finish that main quest and actually focus on it, because it's so easy to get lost in this game. Number 1. Moving right along, this next pick is going to be another epic adventure, one that I have not completed, again, the main story of, and I've just spent, I think last time I checked, around 600 hours into this, just exploring it and just learning the lore, and that is none other than The Witcher Wild Hunt, aka Witcher 3. So this game, man, it's such a massive open world adventure. It is just breathtaking. It is a third-person epic adventure that will just take you to the peaks of the mountaintops, down to the little farmhouses, through the creepy forest, where the storms brewing, the winds blowing. The graphics in this game are so freaking good. It is insane. But whenever you're playing through, you have to pay attention to what you're doing in the game, and that's the aspect of what I love about it. Like, you don't just pick up a book, flip through it, and then you learn a skill. You can pick up these books and actually learn. If you actually take the time to enjoy the game the way it was intended, you can read the lore of all of the beasts and monsters that are within the realm and learn how you can better aid your situation. For example, some creatures are more prone to steal, using the steel sword, and other ones are more prone to the silver. You can put specific poisons and potions on your blade right before you go into battle, and these things play a large margin on your success. This game is very difficult even whenever you have reins on the battle sequences and the actual controls. There's still creatures out there that can still wipe you off the face of the map with one hit. That's why you have to approach these situations very cautiously, because as you're playing through the game, then you can see an enemy off in the distance or a monster, and you have to play it out. You got to identify what it is, you know, what your strategy is. Do you have the materials to take this creature down, or do you just avoid the situation entirely? You know, it's just all these things that come in. But Geralt of Rivia plays in an epic adventure that just takes you on a wild ride trying to find Ciri. If you've played the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I could continue to get lost in this game for another, 600 hours plus. You know, this game is just completely epic. If you have not played it, then you owe it to yourself. It is such an affordable cost right now for you to go out and pick up this game. It should be illegal. The amount of detail and hard work that they put into these games, all of these games, not just this one, but all three. Zelda is going to be more of my nostalgic pick for sure, and the other ones are just going to be ones that I could enjoy for a huge, lengthy amount of time. But that's my 3 picks. I really appreciate your time this evening. I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with. I know you guys have a lot of different picks that I probably wouldn't even think about picking, but that's the video, guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you all on the next one. And make sure before you head out, you like, comment, and subscribe. Kind of draw out the channel. That way I can reach out to other gamers and collectors just like you. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one, and peace.